Hey guys, this is Ishar again, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about whether your meditation practice needs more warmth and energy or whether it needs more stillness to it. So the inspiration behind this video is that I'm a yoga teacher and I practice prana yoga, and I was trained in that. And in that style of yoga, it's very expressive. So there's a lot of work with chakras and moving with energy. And if you think about yoga in general, you're typically in a flow sequence. You're surrendering. You're working with different energies. So it's very expressive as a practice, compared to also Zen Buddhism, which is what I also practice. And in there, it's very empty. So typically, if you practice in a Soto style, you're staring at a blank white wall, and you're not moving. And typically, the monks will wear black. So it's very much of a austere kind of practice compared to yoga. And the reason why I bring this up is that, in my experience at least, practicing these two different forms elicits a different kind of practice, and you feel a certain way from practicing both. And that's what I wanted to dive into today. And just to expand on that, the types of practices that you do has an effect on your personality as well. So if you find that you're practicing more of a still meditation where you're not really moving, you're focused, you're focusing on emptiness, you might find that over time, although you are quiet internally, you might find that the practice has made you boring, so to speak, and people have told you that you're a little bit, too quiet and too serious. And conversely, if you're practicing more of an expressive form of meditation like yoga, you might find that you are a little bit too energetic in a sense. So you are getting distracted by your mind. And that could also be a detriment as well. So it's important to discern whether you need more focus and stillness, or whether you need to bring more of that expressive flavor into your meditation practice. And, I find that if your practice has become a little bit too boring, right, and you're too serious all the time, you might want to focus more on the warmth. And a few ways to do that, right, is to focus on energy work. So things like Kundalini, working with chakras. Another thing is Bhakti yoga as well. And from the Buddhism side, you can also focus on loving kindness meditation. And this is where you express love to yourself. So you say to yourself, may I feel happy, may I feel joyous, may I be well. And then you can also extend it out to people that you know and your family members and expand that circle. So that brings that joy in your life, into your practice. And certain chants as well and repeating mantras also elicit that warmth. Now conversely, if you find, like I mentioned, you're pretty good at that, but you have a hard time focusing and being still and present in your practice and also in your life as well, you may need more of that stillness that practices like Zen Buddhism brings about. So if you practice Zazen, that's a perfect way to do that. In addition, getting rid of colors and lights in your environment also works because you're bringing that emptiness feeling. And you also want to get rid of music as well, right? Also, what I found personally in my practice, so this has nothing to do with meditation, but doing things like taking cold showers and working out and putting tension on your body elicits more of that dissociated emotion. So you learn to dissociate from your emotions and bring more of that observer in your practice. So that's a good way to build more stillness in your practice. So basically in these two methods, you're either zooming in awareness, right? You're really in the fullness of life, right? In your yoga practice and flows in loving, or you're zooming out awareness. So you're becoming the watcher, you're becoming more of the observer. So it's helpful to to do both. You don't want to necessarily be on one side. Like if you're too still and empty, you might be perceived as serious, your practice might get boring. Likewise, if you're too zoomed in to life, you'll be swept away by different life events, situations, your thoughts. So it's important to have a balance, and likewise doing the opposite of what you need to where you are right now. So if you need more stillness, so if you're already in the warmth mindset, you need to bring more stillness. And if you're already still, you maybe need more warmth and loving kindness to your practice. So I hope this helps. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I'll talk to you soon.